Hey, Katrina here from ScrappyHorses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy that you are here and welcome to December. Yes, the busiest craft month of the year. It is upon us now. Today I'm working on a Christmas card, and this one is a card that I'm going to use to demonstrate how to add a digital image to a patterned paper. That's something I really like to do. I like to add a digi to pattern paper, then color it with my Copics, and then I don't have to color the background. So it makes it a lot quicker when you're doing Christmas cards that you want to be special and individual for someone, but maybe you just don't have the time to color in an entire background. Here's my little image of this darling little pony from Hetty Claire. And I have it on this digital paper that is from Cricut Dynamite Doodles, and it's Nature of Christmas. All right, so let's just move this aside. Oh, before I do that, this particular card is for the Outlaws Twisted Thursday Challenge. I invite you to come and play along, where our theme this time is, or our optional twist, I should say, is favorite holiday color combo. Okay, so this card is a traditional 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch, and that's what size my card blank is. This piece, my card blank, let's pull that out of here. I cut with my paper slicer. I cut it at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and fold it over. This piece I also just cut with my paper slicer. It was approximately 5 1/4 by 4. And this piece I also cut with my paper slicer. And it turned out to be around 3.9 by 3.4, something like that. Again, here in Design Space, I'll be honest, I don't use exact measurements for these. I just lay these on my paper slicer and slice around and get them. So that's how I do those. Now let's take a minute and talk about the papers and my little digi here. I have this glitter snowflake from Cricut Dynamite Doodles. I also have this wonderful snowflake paper, which is digital paper from Scribble Doodle Designs. I have links below for both of these digital pieces. Go over and check those out. As of the time of this recording, they were free on the sites that I have linked below. Let's talk about this piece. This piece of paper without the pony, okay, is from Nature of Christmas, Cricut Dynamite Doodle. And this adorable pony is from Hetty Claire. And all of it is linked below. Again, this paper right here and this little snowflake, along with some other glittery snowflakes, are free. So check out the links below. All right, let's talk about first, how did I get this piece? All right, so I came over here to squares or shapes. I left click the square. I'm going to pull it down and I'm going to make it the approximate size I want. For this particular card, it was approximately 5.8 by 3.88. I'm going to click this little triangle to make it go away. Now, while this is selected, I'm going to come up here to where it says Basic Cut. I'm going to left click Print and Cut, left click this gray square, left click Color, left click Pattern, and left click the pattern when I find it. Need help uploading patterns and digis? I've got a video for that. Click up in the right-hand corner or just check out the box below for a linked video. Now you can see there's a repeated pattern mark right here. All right, if I come back up here and I say Edit Pattern, I can bump this up. Then I can move this to the right. like so. If I want, I can move it up and down. That gives me a little something different. I can move it right and left, wherever I like it. When I'm done playing here, I just simply click the X, and there it is. Let's move on to this piece next. This is my little embellishment piece, and it's a little glitter snowflake. I thought it was so cute, but I just didn't feel like it was going to show up on top of here very well. So I decided to offset. So I select my snowflake just by clicking it. Come up here to the top where it says offset, left click. I'm going to offset this at 0.056. And if you want to make it bigger, you just move your slider to the right. If you want to make, you'll see it'll get really big here in a second. Or you can take it down and make it very small. Now, if you want to get somewhere between these and you can't get your toggle to get there, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard. I'm going to use my arrow key to the left to make it one smaller. I click the dot and now it says 0.056. I like it there. I'm going to apply. I want to change that to dark brown. Right there. And you know what? Actually, I want this to be a basic cut. Now I'm going to change it to my dark brown. And it's done. And now that's going to show up quite nicely. Now, the reason for this video. How do you put a digi on a pattern paper? And why would you want to? Okay, sometimes you just don't want to take the time to Copic color a background. Sometimes you have a background you just love and you have the perfect digi to go with it and you want to color the digi, but the background's already done. You've already found the perfect background and it's already colored. So we're going to talk about how you combine those two. Before I go on any further, I want to say this. If you choose to color with Copics and you use a specific cardstock for coloring, remember when you do your print then cut that you might not want to use that same cardstock for this piece and this piece. You may want to put these on just plain white cardstock or a textured cardstock or whatever it is you like to use. And you want to go back to whatever it is that you use for your Copic coloring or any other marker or colored pencil medium. You'll want to go to that paper when you go to print and cut this piece. All right, that being said, let's talk about how we do that. First, we're going to bring in a shape. So we're going to come over here to the left hand. We're going to left click shapes, left click square, and we're going to hit this little V on its side here, or arrow, and make that go away. Now we're going to go ahead and bring this up to the size we like. There we go. It's approximately 3.6 by 3.1, 3.2, somewhere in there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up and change that to a print then cut. So it's already selected. You can see the little squares around it. I'm going to left click where it says basic cut under operation. I'm going to come down here to print then cut. I'm going to left click that little dark square, left click color, left click pattern, and search for that pattern. Now you can search by filter. I have found that many times that doesn't work for me. So I usually just end up looking for it. Once you find it, again, you're going to left click. And there it is. Now I'd like a little closer up on this. I'd like to get a close up. Make this bigger, in other words, the image bigger. So I'm going to come over here to edit pattern. I'm going to make it bigger. I can move it up, I can move it down, I can move it right and left. You want to be careful of your image repeat right there. Okay, So obviously I don't want to get that in the middle of this. And there's the other image repeat. So let's just go with this. Maybe I'd like it a little smaller. Wonderful. All right, let's go with that. And I hit my X. All I have to do now is bring my little digital image down. Right click, left click, bring to front. Slip it right on top of here, wherever I like it. Now I'm going to swipe my mouse or my cursor over both the Digi and the paper. I'm going to come over here to the right, all the way down here. It says flatten. Click flatten, and it's done. So this will go to print and cut. This will go to print and cut, and this piece will go to print and cut. This piece will be a basic cut. And all of these pieces I'm going to cut over at my craft table. At this point in my video, I would normally say, all right, we have it done. Let's go off to the craft table. But I'm not going to go to the craft table. So let me just show you how I assembled this. Again, reminder, if you do not want to use your paper medium that you use to color to print these, you're going to have to do this on 2 different sheets of paper. And one more hint for you. Many times I will pull in several different digis like this that I want to color. I'll pull them in and I'll just cut them all at one time, put them in ice cream lids, different ice cream lids for different projects, and do it that way. And that way I don't waste any paper and I get as much on one sheet of paper as I can. Then I'll come over here and print a bunch of these different pieces on the same sheet of paper. If I'm doing multiple cards, then that's simple. You just simply go ahead and mark it as 2. For example, if I hit make, all right, I know this is a cut and not a print and cut, so I can just say hide selected. I can move this up here, put this here and this here. I can come over to this page now, click it, and say, okay, let's take this and let's move that object. Let's put it over here. So now, see, I have enough for my 2 cards. I have these 2 pieces. I've got my 2 little snowflakes. Then I can come over to piece number 2. I can hide this because we're going to do that as a basic. I can hide this because that's my own watermark. I don't need that. Bring this up. Now I can come over to this page, page 3. I'm going to left click, move this object. I want to put it on page 2. Now I have both of these pieces, right? And this is for me, I use Express It paper for my Copic coloring. So I would put in a piece of Express It cardstock for this page, and I would just put in regular white cardstock for this page. Then this is just a basic cut. Okay, I hope that explains that. So next, let's go on to our fake craft table. All right, so if we were at the craft table, what we would be doing is we'd be taking our card base. I'd be using ATG to adhere this layer to my card base, this layer on top of that. Then I would take this piece after I Copic color it. I also used a little bit of sparkle glue right along in here and on the snowflakes. I would adhere with my ATG this layer onto this layer. Then I would tie a piece of twine around this at an angle. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I probably put a little piece of cereal board right here and a piece right here just to kind of pop this up and make a channel for this twine. Then adhere this entire piece onto this. Then I added my snowflake with the little gem on top. Remember, this is 2 different pieces, so I would have to adhere this little itty bitty glitter piece. I know I used Barely Arts glue with a precision tip, and this is all linked below, so you'll be able to find that if you're looking for that. All right, that does it for this project. Thanks so much for hanging with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Whatever holiday you celebrate during these winter months, I hope it is happy and healthy and full of joy. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.